Well, now joining us on A's Cast Live, when you go to spring training, this is the guy that's controlling everything. He is the director of spring training business operations for the Oakland Athletics, and Hohokam is his part. Joe Pun joins us here on A's Cast Live. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on, guys. It truly is an honor and a privilege. It's great.
Well, I just think about, when people come down to spring training and everybody talks about what a great time. It's the best. We love this. We love that. They're coming down to your baby. This is what you do. This is your time of year. What is this season like? It's spring training. Games are going on when we're recording this. The Athletics today are going to be taking on Columbia, the Colombian team from the WBC. Just talk about this time of year for you.
You know what? Spring training is great. I think it's a chance for obviously a reset for everybody. Everybody's in first place. Everybody's excited about what this season looks like. But more importantly, I think even regardless of if they're A's fans or if they're fans of the visiting team, it's a chance for them to kind of get out of the cold. I know it might be a little bit rainy in the Bay Area today.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
down to Arizona. Yeah, you know what I mean? So we've got some sunshine out here today, thankfully, and a little bit warmer. But I think the biggest thing is, coming to this stadium. This is our ninth year. They hired me really right after we closed down Phoenix Muni and trying to figure out what this place is going to look like. And it's become like, for lack of a better term, like an oasis for A's fans. It's green and gold. It's kind of just it's our stadium. Like it's a great place to be, and we try to make sure that obviously the games don't count, but at the end of the day, it's just experience. We want to make sure that they have a great time here. Whether they're an A's fan or a fan of the visiting team, it doesn't matter. Once you walk through those gates, like you're family to us, and that's kind of my job for the next remainder of this month and for 3 months leading into this. So
Yeah, one thing, really want to let A's fans know that when they come down to this ballpark, Phoenix Muni was not like this. Phoenix Municipal, so many different people played there. And I know there's a lot of different games that are played at Hohokam, and we'll talk about that. But when you come to this ballpark in Mesa, Arizona, from the moment you show up, you walk around, it is truly it is the Oakland A's training facility. It's our spring training ballpark. Everywhere you look, it screams Oakland A's. It's something I think we're all very proud of.
yeah, I mean, it is really great to have a place to call home, especially out here in Mesa. Like the city of Mesa has been great to us. We have two teams here. It's us and the Cubs. This used to be the Cubs' old stadium. There's a lot of history here. But for us to kind of move in and make it our own and kind of put our little spin on it, make sure that, our brand of baseball and, how we're having experiences for the fans, whether they want to watch the game or they just want to come out and have a good time. Like that's my job. And I think we've done a pretty good job at it. It's great to see familiar faces from Oakland come down here. Like we had Right Field Will the other day. We had a bunch of other season ticket holders that are season ticket holders in both locations. It's great to see them come down and then experience what we've got. We try to do things a little bit differently. Our brand of spring training is more traditional, old school type of spring training, like up close and personal, smaller stadium. We've got a lot of charm that goes in here, and we try to make sure that from the second that they drive on the property, whether it's our parking attendants or the guys at the gates, our security guards, like they've all been here for the last 9 years with me. Like that's another great thing about Hohokam is that our staff, if you come and watch a game here, like in 2015, if you watched a game here yesterday, generally speaking, it's going to be the same people. And we've been really lucky about that to have them come back year in and year out and then just build relationships with our fans. So it's been great.
It really goes hand in hand with the Oakland A's brand because the Oakland A's brand has always been a family atmosphere. You have
Hmm.
people, we just had Steve Vucinich and Keith Lippman retire. Both guys have been here 52 and 54 years. There's so many employees that have been here for 40 years, 30 years. I try to explain it to people, especially in business operations and also in the baseball operations. It's like a family business. If you look at, how long David Forst, our general manager, has been here, Billy Bean, who's still here, and everybody under them, that's something special. And I love what you say. Like, if I come here this year and I was there 5 years ago, or I'm here or I come 5 years from now, I'm going to see the same faces. It's that family atmosphere that you guys have created that Oakland has had for years. You have it there in Mesa.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a testament to kind of like how we do things. I think organizationally, like you said, it's very family oriented. We're all in this together. Granted, a lot of our staff here really aren't actually technically employees of the A's. They're third party vendors, but they come back year in and year out because they love our fans. They love the people that come to the ballpark. They build relationships. When you go up to Gate C and you see a familiar face there, you see Matt or Chuck scanning your tickets. It's like, man, I haven't seen you in 11 months. How you been? It's great to see you again. And then even our concession stands and our staff in house, like it's our primary job. I think is really, like I said, the games. They're more exhibition. They're more to get work in. The more to see like, hey, what's going to happen this year in Oakland. But when you're down here, it's just more of like, hey, we want to make a good experience. We want to make it so that even if you're not a fan of baseball, like there's something for you to do. There's something for you to enjoy. Um, and nothing is better than being greeted with like a smile and a handshake and just welcoming them into the ballpark. I think that's kind of what we hang our hat on. So
I when we were last there, I picked up the magazine that they have at the airport for you, and it talks about every
mhm.
single team. And actually, I learned some stuff. I did not realize that Hohokam opened up in 1977, and the A's were the first team to play at this ballpark. So I know for years when I went there, it was, as you said earlier, it was the Chicago Cubs. But talk about really our true history was opening up this ballpark. Where was everybody in 1977? Maybe a lot of people watching this or
Yeah,
listening to this weren't alive, but I was long time ago. But this has been the A's home before.
it has. Yeah, our history really starts in Mesa. Prior to Hohokam One being built, we were actually at Rendezvous Park. And this is, obviously really old school type of spring training, like what mostly looks like our practice fields today. We started spring training back then, even a little bit earlier in the 70s. And then Hohokam Park 1, which is actually not this stadium, but very close to this, we were still there and we opened it. And then from that point on, I'd have to go back and check the numbers and the dates, but the Cubs moved in shortly after that, and they built this stadium, which is called Hohokam 2, I believe in the mid to late 90s. And so this stadium has been around for roughly 30 years or so. We've obviously been here for the last 9. But the A's in the city of Mesa, the history goes back, pretty extensively. And some of the people that we work with, obviously with city council and things like that, but even our nonprofit group that does all of our ushers and parking, the Mesa Hohokams, um, they were the ones originally to bring spring training to the city when we were first here. So it's kind of like a full circle moment for us, and we do love being here, and it's been a great fit.
Let's talk about all the new things that are going on. I wasn't able to get out there, but you now have on the berms, and that's one of the great things about spring training. A lot of the
Yeah,
ballparks have the berms, or you can put the towel out and get a tan and enjoy yourself. It's the sun. But you've got now like a right field deck out there on top of the berm. Let's talk about some of the new things fans can enjoy.
you know what? We're always trying to think of new concepts that maybe have not been seen before in baseball. Like you said, the berm is like a great addition for spring training, just across the board, having that grass sit down like a picnic. Well, we thought about like how do we make that a little bit more upscale, a little bit more shaded and private. So myself and Steve Finelli, the great Steve Finelli, we were looking at this and like, what if we did some type of deck out there that's not necessarily like a hospitality area per se. It's not a party deck. It's just a place that, hey, I want to go catch the game out in right field, get some rays, but also have like a nice patio furniture with some shade and maybe some lawn seats and patio games. So right after the Super Bowl, we started building this thing, and we named it aptly the bullpen. And so in right field, we actually have a double stacked bullpen for the stadium. So we have ourselves and then the visiting team. And then right behind that, we have the new bullpen for our fans to kind of enjoy a game out there. It's been great. We've got big Connect Four. We've got a lot of patio games. Like I said, nice cushion seats, lawn chairs, shade. And what we're trying to do is, just give a little bit of a different experience. You don't see that a lot at some of the other ballparks, and testing it out. Honestly, it's just like spring training for this season. We're testing it, trying to figure out how's this going to work, but it's been great. People love it. And I like to say, we encourage people to go out there and warm up in the bullpen on a nice sunny day during spring training. It's been great.
And one thing that we love as A's fans, we love good food, and we love some food trucks. And I think that option has been great. You got food trucks down the left field line. When did you guys finally decide? Was it what was happening in Oakland? Or what was the decision? Food trucks, and let's have the best food options possible for the fans. When did you guys decide that?
Yeah, actually, year one, we started bringing in food trucks. We wanted to mix it up a little bit. I mean, obviously, you come to a baseball game, you want to have a hot dog, you want to have a hamburger, you want to get, peanuts and Cracker Jacks and things like that. That's a staple. Absolutely, we'll have that. But we also wanted to have just a couple of different options, a little bit more crafty type of food. Um, Honestly, the first food truck that we started working with was actually the last year at Muni, and it's a staple here at the ballpark, and it's mustache pretzels. So it's just a more premium pretzel that's shaped like a mustache. It looks like Raleigh fingers, perfect for our team. It comes with two little toothpicks on it. People take photos with it all the time. And in addition to that, we've got Mexican food. We've got wood-fired pizza that they will cook right there on site for you. They don't make it until you order it. We've got the corn dog company, craft coffee with Luana's, just really high-end coffee drinks, like things that aren't necessarily traditional baseball food, but just bring some life to the ballpark. And I'll tell you, the first thing that people get once they walk through the gates every year, if they haven't been here, is they go straight to that mustache pretzels truck and get that pretzel. It's awesome.
I love it. It is the best. It's such a great experience, and I'm glad that everything's getting back to normal and A's fans can get down there and enjoy spring training because, yes, you're right. It is raining again here today. It's like they're going to change our name to the Seattle A's. It rains every single day, but I can't wait to get back down there. I'll be back down this weekend. Joe, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I mean, you're really busy. You got a big game today with the WBC team going to be there. I know your whole staff is meeting as we speak, but taking the time, we truly appreciate it. You do an outstanding job. You and your staff are second to none. Thank you so much, and we'll see you this weekend.
Hey, thanks again for having me, guys. Appreciate it. And yeah, and you haven't been down, please come visit us. We got a couple more weeks left. Love to see you. Go A's.